Guys, oh my gosh, I'm so excited. I'm here, I'm back, don't worry. Okay guys, so obviously by hearing Post Malone, Sunflower, you can tell I'm going to talk about Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse. Now, I haven't had any expectations about the film. I was like, yeah, super excited. It's Sony and Marvel as well, so I'm excited to see this collaboration again. The last Spider-Man film I watched was the one with Tom Holland, and then obviously seeing Avengers and seeing him. Well, if you've watched it, you know what happened. Well, we don't know what happened because the new one is coming out. So, but anyway, like actually no, I saw him when I was at work one time. I was working at the Tower of London. I actually met Tom Holland, so that was the last time I actually saw Spider-Man, like for real. I was walking and he was there. And I was like, oh my God, I love you. That was like literally the last time I watched like Spider-Man. Like I saw him physically in the flesh, and I was like, oh my God. But I was so cool. I was trying to be cool, and yeah, I saw him, and I was like, oh my God. It's Tom Holland, guys. And they were like, who's that? And I was like, you guys are old. You don't even know who the new Spider-Man is. But yeah, it was cool. It's calm. He's really nice. He said hi. And I was like, inside. But anyway, not talking about Tom Holland right now. We're talking about this new Spider-Man movie, which is awesome in a way. Literally, wasn't expecting anything. Was super excited to see it. I literally sat down and watched it, and I was like, oh my God. It's literally like every comic person's dream. Every person who's read a comic book or like has watched all the Marvel films. Like I've watched every single Marvel film there's ever been. I've seen the TV shows on Gen X. I've seen the TV show of Spider-Man. I remember seeing the TV show thingy of Hulk they were doing. Like I used to watch like everything when I was a kid at my auntie's house, and I played the video games, PlayStation 2. Like Spider-Man was like my freaking game. I love that game. That's before I got into Assassin's Creed, and then my love just went on. I was sitting and I was watching it and I was just like, the graphics are amazing, the story is amazing. Finally, we have, you know, people represented in a cool way, and it's not just men being the bad guys. There's female bad guys as well now. You never know what's gonna happen. This film like makes a joke out of how past films have been so predictable. Like past like Spider-Man movies or past superhero movies have been predictable, and it was like, oh yeah, you've got like, she's like the scientist who's making something, it's like, yeah, I need like 3 weeks to do it, and the bad guys were like, oh yeah, you've got like 24 hours, and it was literally just taking the piss. It was totally jokes. It was so funny. And then I saw Stan Lee, and I was like crying. I was like, Stan's here, and he had a conversation with a dude. I was like, dude, stop. This is the first film I've watched with a Stan Lee cameo in it since the last Avengers, but this is the first one I've watched after he died, because he only died like, what was it, like a couple of weeks ago. Like it was so soon. So that was like making me cry. And then when who died and I was crying. Like I literally I was just crying. It was just emotional. I think this is the first time since Black Panther I've just been hit like crying and just being like, oh my God, why, Jesus, why? But it was so funny. Like I could relate to this guy so much on different levels. Like London has a lot of state schools which are called comprehensive schools that are run by the government, and then there's independent schools which are private schools which are, you know, privately funded. So I was that kid who grew up going to like a normal school, and then I was intelligent enough and passed the tests. Literally, just my mum was just like, yeah, go. So then I went to private school for a bit, and literally seeing him in the intro bit, like the first 10 minutes of my life, I totally got that. Like I understood the struggle, like I totally get it. And then I went to like boarding school for like 3 days or something, didn't like it, like flunked the test on purpose because I was like, no. And literally what he did is what I did. Literally, I was literally like, they knew my life. Like it was so weird, like doing the test like all wrong when you know, like you know the answers, or you're just like, I don't want to be here now, Boa. But no, it was so good. The way they did it, guys, if you see the quality of the film, like it's ridiculous. Like I haven't seen that since Black Panther. Like Avengers was good, but this was like the best. I think this is the best superhero film I've seen ever. So I'm waiting for Aquaman to come in next week and freaking slay my life, because now I'd be disappointed if DC don't come back, because Sony and Marvel slayed this. This is the best thing ever. Like all the comic book guys are gonna love this, because it gives the whole like, it's literally like a comic book come to life. Literally, they've put it there. Everything, the graining, like the color grading, like everything looks very comic booky. And I love the fact they had a Japanese spider chick in it, and she was like, "Konnichiwa." I was so happy. I was like, yes, come through. And it was like and she was like a manga character. They were all different. It was sick. You had the Spider-Man noir. Like, oh, I was loving it. I was loving it. I was like, I don't know why. But yeah, I feel like this comic book, like, not comic book, this film was probably the most realistic film I've seen so far, as in character development, everything not being super easy. I think after Black Panther, this is the best film I've seen. Like, this year, it's not even a joke. Like, this is the best film I've seen so far. This is the first time I've given a film a 5 out of 5 since whatever film I saw last. Like, I don't even know, because it's Film Fridays and I do it like every Friday. But like, oh my god, no, it was great. Like, I loved it. It had use of language. You had English, you had Spanish there, because his mum, I think she's from Brazil. We never really got a sense of where she's from, but is it the Brazil or Mexico or one of the islands? She could have been. She got like a mum who's Afro-Latina. You've got a dad, like a typical African-American dad. He's a police officer. But I love those films. I love those films. You have that like dude who's like, shit. It was so cute. There was so much vulnerability and emotion. I was just like, yeah, come on, breaking toxic masculinity down, tearing it down. No, it was the best one I've seen so far. Like, the industry is improving a lot, and I'm just like so excited. Literally, I'm so excited. I'm like ready to jump in. I was trying to get my training, and I was trying to be like making films like this, because it's so awesome. Imagine being part of a project like this. It was so good. And the soundtrack was so sick, and I loved it because Sony was plugging everything. They were plugging Sony and Marvel, like they had Marvel comic books and stuff like out, and then they had like Stan Lee by his like Marvel shop. It was so cute. It was so, I was loving it. The Sony headphones, I was like, yes, Sony, come through. No, it was sick. Oh my god, the like everything visually, it was just amazing. The soundtrack is just like, so many pictures come through. Like, I'm just in a moment right now. But yeah, just go see it, guys. I definitely recommend it. It's such a good film. I don't have actual words. I don't have words. This is the first 5 out of 5 film I've given in a while, and I've been watching a lot of films this year, so definitely go see it. Soundtrack's lit. I'm listening to it now. I was like, yes! And then I could see that. No, there was Nike. Nike was getting that sponsorship deal. He was wearing Nike the whole way through, and his shoes looked really good. And I was like, I need to get me some Nikes. I was literally here like, I used to work at Nike. Why am I not wearing my new Nikes? I need to get some new Nikes. Look at that, subliminal messages. Be working though, be working.